Now that I've created an empty shapefile to store the digitized information, I'll perform a coordinate transformation, also known as georeferencing, on the source dataset to put it into an Earth-based coordinate system. So in this case, we're taking it from coordinates that a scanner provided, and we're going to put it into the same CRS that our parcel shapefile is in, New Mexico State Plane Central. To perform this task, I'll be using a plugin. And plugins are small add-ons to QGIS. Some are created by the core QGIS development team, and others are created by third-party developers. So I have QGIS Desktop open with the parcels layer loaded, and I've ensured that the project CRS is EPSG 2903, and that I have on-the-fly projection enabled. The next step is to turn on the plugin I'll need. To do this, I'll open the Plugin Manager by going to Plugins, Manage and Install Plugins. This does require a web connection because it's going out to the web to download plugin repositories. And this should be installed. It's a core QGIS plugin. So I'm going to go to the Installed tab. And what I'm looking for is Georeferencer Goodle. So I'll check that box to enable the plugin, and then I'll click Close. To open the Georeferencer plugin, I'm going to go to the raster menu. I'm going to go down to Georeferencer, Georeferencer. So the Georeferencer window opens, and to get started, I'll click the Open Raster button and add the zonemap.bmp dataset from our sample data. So I'll click this Open Raster button, and I'll navigate to our course exercises, Module 5, Data, and I could set a filter, but I'm just going to scroll down since there isn't a lot of data in here. And I'm looking for this zone map bitmap image. And I'll click Open. If this coordinate reference system selector window opens, we can close it. This data set doesn't yet have an Earth-based coordinate system. Like as I said, it came off a scanner. So I'm just going to click OK. There's nothing to set that to at the moment. And on the map, there are parcel boundaries and 5 points, with these signified by these black dots. These points are benchmarks maintained by the National Geodetic Survey. To georeference this scanned map, I'll create control points at these 5 locations. The plugin will develop a georeferencing equation based off the set of source and target coordinates at these 5 locations. QGIS will get the source coordinates from my mouse clicks. So in other words, when I enter a control point, I'll be clicking on one of these points, and QGIS will read the coordinates. So that mouse click will be the source coordinates. The target coordinates are those that we're going to georeference this into, the State Plane, New Mexico Central. Those target coordinates are going to come from an NGS website that is detailed in the lab document. So the next step is to enter control points in the georeferencer with the Add Point button. This is the Add Point button here. It's enabled by default. So I'll click on I-2527. And when you're doing this, it's important to be precise and click directly on the point. If you want to, you can zoom in. I can zoom into this point so that I can see it better. Go back to my Add Point tool and put that point right in the middle of it. When I do that, this Enter Map Coordinates window comes up, and I need to enter the easting and northing in state plane coordinates for this location. So again, this would be the state plane coordinates for this datum that I obtained from the NGS website. I have them in a text file, and I'm just going to copy and paste them here. Once they're entered, I'll click OK, and I'll see a red point on the map. It's kind of small, but it's there. Down below, we have the ground control point table, and this shows the source X and Y coordinates for that. So that would be the coordinates based off this original source image. And then we have the destination or target X and Y coordinates listed as well. I'll repeat this procedure for the 4 remaining benchmarks. One note, if you make a mistake entering one of these control points, you can simply go down to the GCP table, right-click on that, and choose Remove. Or you can choose the Delete Point button and click on it to get rid of it. Now that all 5 control points have been entered, I'll click the Start Georeferencing button, and the Transformation Settings window opens. If you get this message, please set transformation type. Just click OK. We're going to do that in this settings window right here. I'm going to choose a transformation type. I'm going to use polynomial 1. I'm going to keep the resampling method at nearest neighbor. And I'm going to click the Browse button to save the output. I'll just take the default here, Zone Map Modified. And I need to specify the target SRS. And it's going to be the same one that our parcels layer is in, and it should be listed in your recently used coordinate reference systems at this point. So you can just look for that and select it. If you can't find it, just type in EPSG 2903 into the filter and locate it that way. So click OK. So I specified my target SRS. If you want, you can specify a path and a name for a PDF map of the result and a PDF report of the result. I'll leave those blank for now. The one other thing I want to do is I want to check this box to load the result in QGIS when I'm done. So I'll click OK, and QGIS has georeferenced the map. So I will minimize this. I'm going to go to the QGIS desktop, right-click on the new georeferenced image, and choose Zoom to Layer. Now, just to check that my georeferencing operation went okay, I'm going to add a streets layer for the city of Albuquerque where this is located and make sure that they line up with this image okay, because that data is also in New Mexico State Plane. So I'm going to click Add Vector Layer, and I'm going to browse to the lab data folder. I'm going to choose this shapefile called NetCur, which is city streets, and click Open. And I can see that the streets line up with the parcels well. So that's something you always want to check, because the next step is going to be digitizing these parcels off of this now georeferenced image into the parcels layer you created in the last task. And you don't want to go through the effort of digitizing these parcels unless you're sure that your georeferenced image is accurate and correct. In the next task, you'll learn how to digitize the parcels off this georeferenced image into your polygon parcel shapefile.